This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from the Margaritaville Terrace on Fort Myers Beach, 100 feet from the Gulf of America. Here are your award-winning social media superstars, the hosts of Beach Talk Radio, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Thank you all very much. Thank you all for coming to Wahoo Willie's. I pressed the wrong button, but you all know where you are. And thank you. I'm sorry, your hair is distracting me, sticking up straight in the air there. So knock it down a little bit. It's sticking straight up. Oh, I wish I had that much hair. That's what it's a whole jealousy thing. So, but thank you for coming.
Why do you have to pick on people?
I don't know. Well, guys,
People's
everybody,
toes, people's hair.
everybody can take a joke. That's much better.
No.
Much better.
Who are you
But yes,
talking
thank
about?
you. Can I give you a new hat? So before we get started with our award-winning content, if you just got here, we're giving away our 7th anniversary tank tops. Most of you have already gotten yours. If you would like one, we have 4 men's mediums left, a woman, small, medium, and large. And if you would like one and you're not here, first come, first serve. We'll ship it for free. If you just want to text 239-247-3833 with your address, and we'll ship either a men's medium, there are 4 left, or a women's small, medium, or large.
And the women's run small. So
All right.
Just be careful.
So thank you very much. And we have a lot to talk about, especially.
It's 106.
Oh, how dare you. I know Megan's real busy. So before we get into our little therapy session about what's going on with us, let's have Megan on, because we want to announce who won the chili contest last night and how the tree festival went. And Megan jogged over from Margaritaville because they're all cleaning up over there, getting the trees together and getting the trees wrapped up. And Megan has all the details. How are you?
How are you? You've had a busy weekend.
I am pooped, but very satisfied. So we were very happy to shut everything down last night. And I think as a committee, we celebrated heavily last night. So.
Oh, whatever do you mean?
Those ladies earned it for sure. What a group of doers.
So first off, who won the chili contest and how did that go?
So, we divided it up in 2 categories this year. So we did a restaurant category. We did an amateur category. So for the amateurs, it was Dustin Schmucker.
Oh, good.
With the best Mother Schmuckin' chili.
Wow.
That was his chili
Very nice.
name. And
did it have hot dogs in it?
It did not have hot dogs.
Okay. Such a shame.
And then we actually had a tie for second place for the amateurs. And the first one was DJ with Lost Creek Barbecue. So he's got that's the name of his chili. And Bob Knupp, who came, he was a big, tall guy, had a Santa suit, like a whole suit on, that snowman and all sorts of stuff on it. And he was so festive and he had so much fun with it. So those guys tied for second place. It was great. And then best decorated booth went to Dustin.
Wow.
He
sweep.
swept it.
Yeah.
It was great. He had tons of votes for his booth. He had the whole setup with the Cousin Eddie skeleton and all these Christmas movies. It was kind of cute. And then for the restaurants, we had first and second place for the restaurants. First place was SOB.
Wow.
Yeah. So congratulations. Chef Miguel was very excited and he loved his trophy and it was so awesome. And then second place went to the Whale.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
It was very excellent. Everybody was, the chili area was packed last night.
Cool.
You couldn't wiggle around in there for anything.
And that
Didn't the SOB, that's
where they have a long history of winning this event.
I wonder
But in the previous ownership,
it was Reed.
Reed
Yeah.
won a couple times in a row when you
Mhm.
guys used to give out the green jacket.
Yes. And it kind of went back and forth between Dan and Reed. And now we've got the Golden Label Award that each category
Yeah.
got.
Cool. And how did the tree donations go?
Went really well. You know, we still have preliminary numbers, so we're not 100% into it, but anywhere between $35,000 and $40,000 is going back to the nonprofits for their trees.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they did really well. In the bidding, it was so funny after sunset last night. It's like there was this huge wave of people that came in, and we got super, super busy again, and people were just bidding. Like
You got to turn it
It's
up.
fantastic.
People have a couple libations, and then they're like, "I'll give you 1,000 for that tree."
Yeah, so people are still picking up their trees right now, and again, we can't. Some of our sponsors, I know I'm not going to remember everybody, so please bear with me, but definitely Margaritaville. I mean, what a gracious host they've been. They've been so good to us, and their staff has been absolutely bar none. Tom, I want you to know that they were extraordinary to us.
Awesome.
Alex King Group, AD Design. I'm going to miss a bunch of people.
Studio AD.
Studio
Yeah.
AD.
That's
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm missing a ton of them, and I'm sorry for that. Just a bit overwhelmed this morning after everything.
you haven't had much sleep, huh?
No.
Yeah.
All right. And it was the 8th annual Christmas Tree Festival for the Women's Club.
Yep.
And
And
another-
save the date for next year. Second weekend of December. I believe that is the 10th and 11th. For 2026, we're ready to start again. We'll be
Sweet.
meeting in January.
So if you
The thought of Christmas next year, I'm barely getting through this.
I'm
one.
sure my husband's super excited to hear that announcement.
we're going to talk to Dan about his tree, very unique tree that he had, and a different tree too that they were working on. So anything else you want people to know? The Putt and Pub is next, January 17th. And
Right
there's
around
only
the corner.
there's only spots for 2 teams left if you want to get your team in. And there's a whole bunch of information on the Women's Club website for the Putt and Pub. It's a great event. If you want to just come out and watch everybody participate at all the different bars and locations. So that's January 17th. And then the next big event is the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which
Correct.
is in March.
Correct.
Which
Deb Nelson and Barb Mazeski are leading that up, and it's going to be stellar this year. I do want to do a quick shout out to our nonprofits that participated this year, because I truly feel in the 8 years that we've done this event, they came out swinging this year with these trees. They were absolutely incredible, and they really put the work into it, and their volunteers put the work into it, and it really showed. It was an absolutely beautiful event.
Yes, it's always a great event, and the location was awesome. And congratulations!
Yeah,
And
that's
I
great.
know you guys put a lot of work into it. And one of the things I want to make sure I mention is you can join the Women's Club. Men and women can join the Women's
I
Club.
know.
It's only $75 for an entire year, and really, it's about volunteering. It's not a lot of other things to do except for volunteering right now and helping fundraising. But it's volunteering these events where so many people are needed for different things, where they could use more new faces, new people volunteering than there's always going to be a core of people that volunteer for events, no matter what organization it is. But the more that you can have doing
Yeah.
little things here and there,
Right.
when other people can use a little bit of a rest,
And, you
it's
know,
great. And you don't
it's-
need to join to be a volunteer, by the way. You don't need to
That's
pay.
true. That's
But
true.
it's nice to be a member.
But as you've mentioned, Ed, men can join the women's club too. I know we are actively trying to put together a beer event for
Oh,
sometime this year, and
Used
I
to
know
do it at
men
Lover's
love
Cave.
beer. So
There
if
you
I have
go.
some doer men that want to get on a committee and help us pull off this beer
That
event,
sounds like it's
they
perfect.
can
for
reach
you,
out to
dear.
me.
I tried to volunteer this weekend, but unfortunately, like, they're moving the trees out of the Margaritaville, the furniture out today at 10 o'clock, and then they were moving them in Thursday night at like 5 o'clock, which is when the awards were for the boat parade. The thing with December is there's so many things going
Yeah.
on, and the Historical Society had the open house yesterday, and then the church on Williams Drive had their shrimp dinner. Everybody's trying to do things in December, and it's
It's a
tough.
whirlwind.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Gotta have like a Christmas in July thing.
Yeah. More events, the better.
Yeah.
For
So,
sure. That's it for me.
all right. Big hand for Megan
All right, thank
Allers.
you.
All right, go
everybody.
get some
Yes.
deserved sleep.
The
and
first
rest.
lady of Fort Myers Beach. So before we introduce Dan, I think we should really.
Let me see your
No, you're
clipboard.
not. No, these are my questions that I've been putting together since we left for the
Mhm.
race last night.
Sandbagging yet again.
So we signed up for a 5K race in Cape Coral last night at the golf course. they have a golf course that's way out in the corner, like the very corner of Cape Coral, which took an hour for us to get to.
What corner would that be, dear? Because there's 4 corners. Let's
Like
see if
the
you know.
The northeast corner.
Nope.
Okay, well, it's really far.
Northwest.
Northwest corner. So I haven't run a 5K in 2 years, and you run all the time. You see, she's not going to let me get this description of the story out. She's going to interrupt along the way. She runs all the time. And the last race that we ran together was at the Spartan race at the Raymond James Stadium.
Maria, I need a tissue for Ed.
So we used to run. I hate saying this because when I owned a gym, people used to come up to me. You know, as people get older, they come up to you and they say, when I was young, I used to be able to do this. Now I see myself saying the same thing. But we used to run a lot. And I stopped running because it's so boring. So we signed up for
Like
this 5K.
this story.
We signed up for this 5K race, and I said to her, let's run together. You know, we can kind of, you know, have a husband-wife thing, like a bonding thing. And, you know, she's so competitive. We get to the start line, and she's like, get away from me. Get away from me. I know who you are. I know who you are. I just wanted to make sure my time was below 30 minutes. Now, for a dude, that's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing time to run a 5K in 30 minutes. It's only 3.2 miles. But I haven't run it forever, so I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to run it. Like when we were running, I was doing 5Ks in 22 minutes. Now, that's no great thing, but I'm 60 years old now. So she won't run with me, and so I figure I'm just going to go out and run. And so that's what I did. Now, it's your fault. We could have run together, and we could have crossed the finish line holding each other's hands for the video and jumping over the finish line like we did at the Spartan race when there was fire. But you wouldn't do it. Go ahead.
Okay. So a few corrections.
Corrections? That is the fact.
He signs us up and he says, well, I'm going to do it, but, you know, I haven't been running. I don't think I can run. And I'm like, okay,
I didn't
whatever.
say I don't think I can run.
And I said, I let you finish. And so we get there and I'm running, but I'm running in zone 2, which is like really slow to build your endurance. So I haven't done a race. Anyways, we get there and he's like, we're going to run together. This isn't going to be good for me. He says, this is not going to be good for me. I don't even think it's going to be like 40 minutes. It's not going to be good for you.
I didn't say that. You're lying.
You might not have said 40 minutes. It's not going to be good for me. It's not going to be good for me. I said, well, I don't want to run with you because I know how you are. You say this and then you go, no, it's going to be okay. I said, all right. So we start out. That gun goes off and there he goes like a rocket. So I'm like, okay, he's going to slow down once we get through the throngs of people. We get through there. I'm like, and he's still going. And I'm like, here we go again. So I'm not above admitting that I'm hoping to God he trips or hoping to God he runs out of gas. I'm almost banking on what he said, that he's going to run out of gas. And I have passed him only once or twice in a race, and I never stopped to help him. I like kick him while he's down and keep on going. So I was looking for that opportunity. However, it didn't happen because he had to his ego is so fragile that he will put himself in danger of going to the hospital not to lose a race.
All right. So my finishing time was 28:57, which is
58. I mean, it's 29 minutes.
All right, it's 29 minutes, under 29 minutes.
28.
Which is still not, it's not a good time for a dude shouldn't be running a 5K in 28 minutes. So,
time.
and no offense to women. I'm not saying it that way, but it's so a couple of stories along the way. Like there was this younger girl I say younger because she was in her 30s and we were kind of like pacing with each other. I'm thinking like, okay, I can kind of keep up with her. And then this is the one thing that made me think I'm not slowing down or anything. This guy, he was 6'5" and he had to weigh 250 pounds. I mean, and he was, no offense or anything to him, but his feet were running outward. Like he had no gait. And plus the physics were working against him. I mean, if you're a runner, it's all about breathing and being in running shape. You don't have to be in workout shape, that means nothing. But he clearly was a runner. But still, I knew
I'm
that
digging you a hole to bury you
no,
in.
but you still, when you're 250 pounds, you still have to carry all that weight a long way. That's a lot of weight. So I knew toward the finish line, I always save a little extra at the finish line so I can demoralize the last 10 people that are close to the finish line. And I sprint as fast as I can. So we're about a mile away from the finish line. And the big dude says to me, now he's in his 20s, which helps too. He says to me, hey, only a mile to go, only a mile. Like he's cheering me on. Like the guy was cheering me on. And I was like, okay, yeah, only a mile to go. And I'm like, you have no idea how fast I'm going to go at the end just because you're younger than me. And there's no way that that's just, and then of course the girl was not happy when I sprinted past her at all. I think she
But
thought,
I'm the competitive one, right?
no, you always have to be competitive. We could have run the whole thing holding hands together all the way, a happy jingle jog all the way to the end, but you didn't want to do any of that. So they did a great job with the race, and they set up music along the way, and it was a nice golf course race. But I did beat you by almost 2 minutes. So I turned around and I couldn't see her. I think I got to get my camera so I could take pictures of her coming across the finish line. So I'm standing there cheering her on, taking pictures across the finish line. Of course, she's yelling at me, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. And then she said, you took shitty pictures of me. Oh.
Well, you rest on that win, considering there was
come
what,
on.
a 2-minute difference, and back in the day there used to be a 7-minute
That's right.
difference.
That's
So
right. You're
I
gaining on me.
have held on to my time. You have done nothing but go down a very steep slope.
Yes, this is how she pays me back. She can't.
And then
beat me
I
in the
went.
race,
Then
so
I
it's
went
all
in his
insults.
phone. I went in his phone and went into the health apps and started comparing all of our like VO2 max and heart rate variability.
Well, all
He's
of it
in
went
a
right over my
lot
head.
of trouble.
And then
He's
she
in
goes,
a lot of trouble. You should go to the doctor now.
and then she goes, do you know what your blood type is? I'm like, nobody knows what their blood type
Huh.
is. Who knows what their blood
By
type
a show
is?
of hands, who knows what
I
their
mean,
blood
what-
type is?
Oh, I guess I'm wrong about that. I mean, why does it matter what your blood type is? She goes, haven't you ever donated blood? I said, hell no, nobody wants any of my blood. You see how much I drink? All right, enough of that. It's time for the star of the show, the mayor of Fort Myers Beach, Dan Allers. Oh, no. Hey, dear, it's our show. We can make the whole show about us just talking back and forth. It'll be an empty room, but Dan, it's not like this is your first show. You should have been prepared already.
wait
Come
a
on.
minute.
Oh, geez, you broke the microphone too.
Wait.
You keep changing things. It's like one day there's a table, the next day we're sitting on a spaceship.
So much for no feedback.
I know. All this fancy equipment.
Yeah, it's louder than Megan. There you go. So when was your last 5K? Oh, you ran ours. You ran in one of ours.
Well, I don't know if I ran it. I participated. I wasn't last, but I wasn't first.
There you go.
I think I told you the story that my favorite one that we did was it was a while back. Remember Megan Heil? She was
yeah.
she was the chair of the LPA for a long time. She found out about they call it a sloth run out at
I love
FMB
that.
at the Fort Myers Brewery.
the beer run.
And you have to run around the building.
Megan told the story yesterday.
Oh, did she?
She
And
did.
I won't
It's all
tell
right.
it again. I
No,
won't tell it again.
It's a
but-
different crowd.
Yeah, so you have to run around the building, and then every time you run around, you got to drink a beer from the brewery, and then you have to do another lap around the building, and it's supposed to be a 5K. I don't know if it really was or not.
It's a mile.
It's 1
but
mile.
Is that what it is?
It
I don't
probably
know.
felt,
It felt like a 5K.
Okay, but yeah, it's only
So-
1 mile.
So always trying to think outside the box. So I mean, people were finishing in like 8 minutes. I mean, how
Oh,
do you
yeah.
run around and drink 4 beers? And of course, once they pass the finish line, they're getting sick. So the three of us had this great idea that why would you take a beer and go? So we drank 4 beers and did 1 lap instead of.
Thinking that was better. No,
And
they,
we still finished in like 22 minutes, so we did pretty good.
yeah, they don't do
So we
that
beat
anymore.
your time,
Yeah,
shooter.
they don't do that anymore because I think it was a whole insurance thing.
Yeah,
But
probably
the
not.
beers were the warmest because I think
They
they
were
didn't
good.
like
It's
July. It was really warm
I know.
beer.
We
Yeah.
did it as a relay
Yeah.
one time.
We
and it-
won.
That's what it was supposed to be, a relay. It was
Yeah.
good.
So
You're so
Oh wait,
petty.
before we
we
start,
did win.
I want to give you I don't know who the guy was or what team it was, but you could tell they were runners. They were like people that run all the time. To me, they seem extremely skinny
Yeah.
and they don't look healthy, but they're probably healthier than anybody ever. but it was that team that won in like 8 minutes and 10 seconds or something. They did it, so it was pretty impressive. But before we start, I want to give a shout out. Did you see the guy that's walking down the street with a bucket picking up trash?
I did not.
He just
No.
walked by. I don't know who he is,
Wow.
but he's got a bucket and he's picking up trash. That's why
Cool.
FMB is cool.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
So first things, we should give our condolences to Will for Army losing to Navy yesterday,
Yeah,
17 to 16.
tough
The
loss,
town
tough
manager
loss.
is a
Okay,
Army
yeah.
veteran.
Congratulations to Mr. Sandelli, though. Ray Sandelli was
Yep.
the Navy
Yeah.
guy, so
It's
I
so
saw he made a
cool.
post on it.
It's so cool watching that on TV to see all the the Army and Navy folks. I mean, they're not really football players. I mean, I know they're kind of football players, but they're their goal is to
I can't wait for them to show up here and tackle you and then go.
I mean, when was the last quarterback that played from Army or Navy? It was Roger Staubach, right? Didn't he play for Army? Anyway,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
trying to disparage them, but their job is to kill people and break things more than it is to play
So
football.
let's discourage them, or let's put them down on.
That's
no,
right.
I'm not putting them down. You know how I am about that. But
Next
I'm just
week
saying,
there'll be a whole troop. of
It's-
them standing
what I
there.
I
was-
know.
what I was trying to say, it's cool to see them all on the field afterward in their uniforms and taking pictures and the camaraderie of that. It's great.
Yeah.
That's
At
right.
the end of the day, we're all one team, right? That's kind
That's
of the
right.
motto.
So,
Go ahead.
oh, you're doing something. I was going to ask a serious thing.
Not yet.
Okay.
So Friday, real quick, you guys did. I think it was Friday.
Friday,
the boat christening. You got a brand new boat, a $100,000 boat, and was paid for by proceeds from a lien. It wasn't paid for by the taxpayers.
Yeah,
so
it was a substantial lien on a property that we had on the island. The proceeds from that, or part of the proceeds from that, were used to pay for that boat.
and by the way, the lien that was paid was $700,000. So
Yeah.
I imagine you're going to be using that. I mean, how will you use that? Do you know?
Well, I'm sure some of it's been used other places. I don't remember. I mean, we hate to have to do those kind of things, but this was a long time, but it good came out of it. That boat, like I said at the christening, if we had that boat at the time the storm hit, we probably could have saved some more lives, or got to people that were stranded in the mangroves for days. And I mean, so there was all kinds of things that boat could do. Because what you didn't notice, or if you maybe you covered it, but the front of the boat actually goes down, kind of like not a duck boat, but
I didn't see that.
yeah. So the front of the boat actually goes down, so you can load equipment on it.
Oh, cool.
You can dive off it. It's got a ramp on the port side. It's got a door, so you can bring people in from the port side, so you could dive on it. It's a flat bottom type boat, so you can get in a much shallower areas than that pontoon boat could get in. So it's really going to do a lot of things. It's got a davit on it. It's got a crane on it, so if there's things in the water, our team can get out there and pick things out of the water. So it's going to be a multi-use tool. It's not just specifically for the mooring field. It's going to be all through the estuary. So we're pretty excited about it.
I'm glad you talked about that, because there was some comments on the thing about
yes.
$100,000 for a skiff.
I'm just going to say
And
that.
it's way
no
more
skiff.
than that.
It's
right.
no skiff. When you see it in person, it's pretty impressive, and you can haul a lot of cargo on it. So you can get back into these areas that you can't get in and help clean up the mangroves and do things like that.
Which is what the town, that's part of, because the other comment was,
Right.
why does the town need a boat? It's like, well, because they have responsibilities
right.
out on the water.
Right.
Yeah, if you're taking care of the mooring field, you have responsibilities.
You got to get a way out there. You can't be out there on a,
And you
Like-
got to maintain the mooring balls themselves too. They
Yeah.
they take regular maintenance. So this will help Curtis and his team do the things that they need to do to be able to ensure that we don't have long-term costs
Yeah.
associated with maintenance.
Boy, I went and covered the christening. It took Chris King only 2 whacks of that champagne
Well, the
bottle.
second one, I mean,
Disintegrated the bottle.
and the sleeve it was in, it sent the bottom of that bottle flying.
Yeah. But I did want to say, I mean, just looking around at your employees, what an all-star team you guys have now. Seeing Curtis and
great.
Jeez.
You should never go down that
No,
path of memory.
I can't believe I'm drawing a blank, but I am getting
Yeah.
old. For the guy,
Well,
the-
Yeah,
well, but you're not getting
well,
slow.
there was a lot
You're
of the
just
team.
getting old.
We had Tom Yaza was out there.
Tom,
we had Jeff Hauge was out
Jeff.
there. Obviously, Frankie was out there.
no, the guy with the sand. I can't. The guy I'm asking about.
Chad Schutz.
Chad, I can't believe I drew a blank on
Wow.
Chad's name. It's ridiculous
Oh.
because I'm always begging for Chad to get a raise.
Is there
That's
a
my own fault.
neurologist in the audience?
I'm gonna get up and
'Cause
fall
I think
down
you're
today,
having
John.
an
There's,
event.
yeah.
And Dr. Kohler, and of course Will, and
Yep.
you have a brand new PIO, Abigail, who's
Yep.
really on the ball there. With she seems like she got up to speed with some specific issues right away.
Yeah, she's doing a great job so far. I think it was a good find. It's interesting to see how every PIO we've had has had a little different tact on how they do things,
Mhm.
and she's obviously different than the previous two we've had. So I'm excited for her. I'm excited for her to to keep getting information out. As we've said since the storm, and information is key. You got to be able to get it out
Yes.
as soon as you can, because if you don't control the narrative, someone's going to write it for you. But
You
Who?
said that and you looked right at me. That was so mean. So, how much did your tree go for last night?
I think it was $3,000.
Nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
And what was it? Because you didn't tell us.
So it was a bourbon tree. So
Oh.
last year I did that wooden spiral tree
Yep.
for the FMB tip jar, and the organizers of the FMB tip jar, Kristen and Brett, reached out and asked if I would do another tree this year, and I didn't want to do the exact same one. And Brett is a big bourbon lover, so he's actually helped me. I recently started getting into bourbon, and so he's helped me a lot and learn a lot of things. And so I said, sure. I said, let's build a bourbon tree. So I wanted to be authentic as possible. So I went out and found actual bourbon staves from bourbon barrels, and Brett
Wow.
donated some. Nick's Liquor donated one of the bottles. What people didn't notice, but on the front of the tree where the two bourbon bar staves were, there was a little bottle of Woodford Reserve with a tag on it. And that was actual a Survivor bottle from Hurricane Ian
Mhm.
that Nick's Liquor right next door
Yeah.
donated.
Cool.
So there was
I remember he showed me that. It was pretty cool.
yeah, and then Megan found a cool top hat, and her and Kristen found a bunch of cool things. So it was a fun little project. My brother helped me put it together at the last minute. So it was a fun little project, and people seem to like it.
Yeah, I see your family scooty booted right out here.
Oh,
They
wow.
stay
So-
to listen.
What's
Yeah,
going- they're
you know,
gone
they're-
already.
Well, they're listening. They're on the other. So they've never been over to the other coast. They've never been to Miami.
Good
And-
luck.
Yeah,
and
who
they-
cares?
Good
so
luck.
They want to go over and see Haulover Inlet. They want to go see
Mhm.
all the boats. They've seen all the TikToks and all the thing of the boats. So they want to go over and check that out
South
today.
Beach.
If you
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna go over there.
If you hadn't had a chance to watch the show yesterday, we had Joe Harity on from the HM Restaurant Group. Of course, they bought the Bonita Fish Company or Bonita Bills, and they did a lot of upgrades over there. And he's
Dixie
talking about,
Fish House and
put-
Bonita Bills. You get on.
and they also own Doc Ford's, but they're putting in boat slips. One of the things he told me was, or he told us, well, you weren't there, was
No.
that they actually removed that boat themselves from the dock without waiting for FEMA or anything like that, and they paid all of that money out of their pocket. And then there was a tugboat. He said there was a tugboat that
was
sunk
behind it.
right behind that boat, so they had to pay for the tugboat to be taken out first before they
Sure.
could take the big boat out. I mean, the boat needed to come out because it was damaging the docks, and they're putting a lot of money and investment into that area down there.
What I thought would have been cool, it was there for so long, it kind of became a staple. People
Mhm.
were taking selfies with it and sharing on social media. I'm always looking at how can you repurpose things. So I'm looking at that boat thinking, how can we cut a hole in the hull and build a deck on the back, and people could rent it for like a private romantic dinner over the water on this sunken boat, but you walk through the sunken boat to sit at. So I'm looking at it thinking, God, there's a way to make this an opportunity. And it
Didn't work right
I
there.
think
It didn't
that
work.
that boat was too far gone.
Well, it
Yeah.
didn't. I mean, it didn't smell too good.
No. So much for the romance.
But it
And
would have
what-
been cool. I mean, it would have been cool. You
and
probably never
everybody
been
was
able to go
signing
there.
their name on the boat. And I know that Joe said he's got some drone footage of how they were pulling the boat out that he's going to send over. So when he sends that over, that'll be cool to look at. But the reason I brought that up was not only to talk about those restaurants, but also to ask you if you knew anything about the boat ramp over there. David Mullick, the county rep, said there was going to be a public boat ramp, but Joe said yesterday that fell through. Did you hear anything about that?
I have not heard anything. I haven't had a chance to talk with Commissioner Maleka yet about it, but no, I had not heard it fell through. I know he announced that it's going to happen, but if it's changed, I have not heard that yet.
Okay. The second thing,
Can I just
you got
dovetail
What
on-
do you have sparklers on your cheek, on your lips there? Let me kiss it off.
No way. Get out of
Oh,
here.
you want to talk about
You-
not to change the subject for just a second. So my wife loves bows, and she's great at tying these bows. So at the cart shack, she ties bows on all of these golf carts. Like, come in and get a present for the Christmas tree. But what she doesn't understand is all that red friggin' glitter, when you have to take it off when it sells, sticks to everything, and it makes my job so much harder. So she's still here.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
honey, love you. Yeah. Anyway,
Go ahead, dear. Before I ask it, I think I know what you're going to ask.
No, you mentioned Ray Sandelli and now Commissioner Maleka. What do you think about the new person that's been given the nod from the governor for the Greenwell's position. Trish, I don't want to.
I don't even remember her name.
I don't want to.
Starts
I don't
with a
want
P,
to.
but I don't know a lot about her. Obviously, I learned when everybody else learned. So I welcome her to the county commission. I know Cecil Pesnergrass made a nice post about looking forward to
Oh, he
working with
did?
her.
I didn't
so,
see that.
Mhm.
So welcome aboard, Trish. And I'm sorry, I don't remember your last name, but I'm looking forward to meeting her.
So here's what I think, dear. I know you want to know
I
what
think
I
it's
think.
good to have a woman
Yes,
on there.
for sure. I think there's too much testosterone on that board, and they need a female on that commission. I think she's a placeholder until Terry Miller figures out who he's going to put in the machine, and they're going to run, or maybe she's part of the machine that nobody knew about. But Amanda Cochran is running again, and Amanda ran a great campaign against Mike. Mike was just too popular, especially in Cape Coral, where it's not a single member district, so Cape Coral pretty much can win you a seat on the county commission if you get, and he had Greenwell's out there, and he had been an incumbent, so he had a lot of momentum going for him. But she ran a great campaign, and so she's already announced that she's running. And I don't know if it's a primary.
I think she actually won her district.
Yeah, she won, which is out in Alva. That's
Right.
kind of where the district is. I think in part of Lehigh
Which
too, right?
was where he lived,
Yeah.
but
Right.
Yeah.
his business was more in the Cape.
Well, if you get enough votes in Cape Coral, you're going to win
Doesn't
on
matter,
the commission.
right,
It
right.
doesn't matter which.
Well, it's coming to
seat.
the ballot, so we'll see what happens in November.
Well, it's August 18th. Amanda said is when it must be a primary next
Well,
year.
there's a primary, yes,
Okay.
but the actual voting for
All
that
right.
will be in November.
All right.
The primary is if you've got so many Republicans or so many Democrats running, it's who's going to be.
Yeah, and
the
I know what a
Republican.
primary is. You're
Are you-
talking
well,
to me
it
like
didn't sound like you did. So
no, I
thought
did.
might-
Oh my God!
Well, you said it's going to be decided in August. I was just trying to help you. I mean,
Like today's my first day on the planet. He's explaining to me what
well,
a
you're like-
primary
That
I mean, I'm
was
just
great.
trying
That
to help
was
out your
great.
journalistic skills.
Yeah. Someone had to correct him on the Friday night show, and it was funny. We were sitting there doing our interview, and one of the city council members was waving his phone, and I'm like, what?
Oh, I know
And
what it
he's
was.
Pointing at his phone. He's pointing at his phone, and I'm like, I
There-
think somebody wants you to look at your phone. And he was correcting his verbiage
Because he
during the
didn't like
show.
me. They're now debating whether they should have a strong mayor over there. They
Yeah,
have
I saw that.
they have a weak mayor, strong. The way I describe it is a strong city manager or town manager and a weak mayor. And that's not disparaging. That's the way the charters are set up, so
Right.
that you're basically all just
Same
one
way ours
vote.
is.
But he didn't want me to call it a strong city manager. He's like, it's a city manager style of government. It's not a strong city manager, but it really is. I mean, it's stronger than the mayor. And what
Yeah.
will happen if do you think Fort Myers Beach should ever have a strong mayor?
No, I don't. No,
Why?
I think,
No,
he was
why?
quick.
no, I think the way that it's set up, I think makes the most sense. I think the 5 council members in our case that sit under, we all have equal votes, and the town manager and the town attorney work for the town, but they also fall under the umbrella of the town council members. So I think it works. I think that allows you the ability to be able to come in and I guess I'll explain it to you this way. To me, it seems weird that if you have a CEO, which is essentially what your town manager is, but he's really not the CEO. He's in charge of making the decisions and running the day-to-day operations, but he has someone above him. Maybe you could call like a board of directors.
Yeah.
But to me, it makes more sense the way we have it set up.
And I think
Well,
it's too
the-
small. I think that this town is too small.
Yeah,
I think
I
when you
don't-
get to be a bigger city, it might make
I
more
know,
sense.
but the thing is, and no offense to
I don't know if I should've
you
probably-
as
I
the
don't know that
mayor
it's
or
ever gonna
any
come
mayors
forward.
in the past, but your experience might not be what you can get when you're interviewing for a city manager. You can get somebody who's got the degree in public administration or whatever, and so
Sure.
you don't
Well, I've never
necessarily
been a
want
big
being
I've
a
never been a
CEO.
big fan of what's written on a piece of paper or degrees. To me, life experiences mean more to me personally than what I can read on a piece of paper. You can have the greatest resume on the planet, but if I sit across from you and I feel like I'm talking to a rock, then that's what all of
Well,
our,
yeah,
our
personality, but
you
but
gotta have a personality,
education
you gotta
does
be able to-
matter too.
what does. I mean,
Yeah.
that gives you the backbone, right? I'm not saying it
Yeah.
doesn't, but there's a lot of successful people on this island and on this planet that
100%.
have never spent 1 minute in college. So it can happen. And I think it's important, but it's not the only thing that's important.
Yeah, and the other thing too is if you run for election as the town manager or the city manager, and you really screw up, you can't be fired.
You're in there.
Wait, what?
You're in there for 4 years.
You're elected, right?
If you're the city manager or the town manager and you're responsible to the council, you can be fired the very next day, and that has happened.
Well, I look at it, if you look at it, if you're a strong mayor situation, you are, for lack of a better term, you are the decision maker, and your fellow council members can give you input, but at the end of the day, you're the decision maker, and you have to answer to your constituents because you're elected. But the town manager answers to the community, but ultimately to the 5 people that hire them, and I think that to me, it's a good system. It works. But it comes down to whomever it is, whether it's a strong mayor or whether it's a strong town manager, whoever it is, they have to be accessible. They have to be able to communicate with the public.
Yeah, and I can't wait until the school superintendent is up for election again. I can't wait to rally this beach the next time. I hope somebody, I don't even care if Donald Duck runs against that school superintendent. I can't wait.
Why? I mean, you don't have to like her, but
I think you know why.
I know, but you know what?
What?
We're still working forward on that. Ed.
I didn't say anything, Dan.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to be in my camp on the show.
No,
I'm never in his camp.
I did. I don't want to bash anybody. It's we want to get this. The
Okay.
ultimate goal is to get this school open. That's all I'm going to say about it.
What are the chances of you getting the school open? If you were a betting man, what are the chances on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, as John McLaughlin used to say.
Well, I guess I don't gamble, and I'm a horrible gambler, so this isn't going to mean much. But so if I wanted to jinx myself, usually whatever I predict, it goes the other way. But in this case, I think we're pretty close. I think we're moving forward. Do I think the school will open again in some capacity? Yes, I do.
This school
Yes, I
under
do.
the current school district?
No,
Okay.
I think it'll definitely end up having to go to a charter school.
Mhm.
Now, how we're going to get there, our team is working really hard, and they're having meetings with the school board to try to get to that end goal. And
So-
I think we'll get there. How soon it will happen, I don't know, but I'm confident that we'll get to a place where we'll have a school back.
So a public charter school, not a private charter school. Okay.
Exactly.
So let me ask you one more question about the school. So if you pretty much know it's never going to open the way it is, why not just ditch this mediator thing and come up with and work with the school district? Maybe you need the mediator.
You
for
do.
that.
Legally,
Okay.
you have to go through. It's the
see.
process you have to go through before you can ever go to litigation. You have to go through.
Can
But-
you do a charter without the $12 million you think they owe you?
Well, I think you can do it. Sure, as long as the school board has to sign off on it. They have to be part of the process to do it, which it sounds like they're willing to do. It's all going to come down to money at the end of the day, right? And whether or not we're going to have enough money to build a new school right away is still hasn't been decided.
So will
but-
that money come from them or no? Part of it,
Well, it's
some
going
of
to.
it, none of it?
I think that's still to be determined.
Okay.
But what I certainly hope is that they want to be good, strong partners in making sure this happened. They have said it publicly multiple
Just not
times.
$11 million partners.
Well, I don't know what it is. I mean, we
Yeah.
all know that we made an offer. They came back with another offer, and now we're trying to figure out is there somewhere in between.
They came back with a financial offer?
Well, everybody saw the letter that said we'll give you the part of the land, and then but we're not going to give you any money.
Right,
So
right.
we made an offer. They made a counter offer, and that's kind of where we're at is in the negotiation parts between the staff. And when they have something to bring back to each respective board, they will do that. But I'm confident that we'll get to a point now. Whether it's we can rehab the school, we're going to try to get back in there with a team of people that are professionals that can say this is what it really is going to cost to build this back, or if it can be saved or not. Our staff has walked through and has had a chance to look at the school, but until we have an actual construction professional be able to go in that knows what they're looking at and what it would cost to build, we won't know exactly what it's going to take to save that school. We know roughly what it would cost to build a new school, so we have some numbers. We're getting much closer.
Where would the money come from?
Well, there's a lot of different places it can come from. It can come from negotiations that we're having with the school board. It can come through grants. It can come through private-public partnerships. It can come from a lot of different ways. We have to get to the point where we have a place to put a school or have the school first. And how we get there financially, I think, is going to take a few different ways. The school board has been very clear that they're not going to give us what we asked for in the $12 million. At least
Right.
that's my interpretation of their response. Now, hopefully there's a middle ground somewhere that we can come up with. But at the end of the day, time is of the essence for us. The longer we wait, the longer these kids are going to be dispersed out. different schools,
And then then you're in a new system where you've made new friends and you know who your teacher is, and then
Yeah,
I
or
mean, do you-
they've
then
moved
you- do
out
you
of
pull 'em
fifth
out of-
grade, or they've moved on
And,
to
you know,
middle
we're-
school.
We're learning a lot of things. Our staff is working really hard. They're learning a lot of things. We're fortunate we have Dr. Tracy Kohler on board,
Yeah.
who understands a lot of it. She's been through the system, and it's not going to be an easy road. I'm not going to lie, but I think there's a road that we will be able to get there eventually. It's just going to take a little time, but time is of the essence. We want to move this faster because, as we've heard over and over again, attracting people to this island, you have to have a school, especially one that's been there. And this isn't a school that we're saying out of the blue that, hey, we just want a school because we want a
Right.
school. This
It
is
was
a school
there
that's been there
before.
for a long time. So we're not asking for anything that wasn't already there. And I think is going to be very valuable in making sure that that's one of the big cogs in the wheel of making this community run.
All right. So one of the questions that somebody sent in,
Oh, okay.
you were, well, you know what it is. You sent me video of the most awesome bridge lights. You were coming back on the island, the bridge lights were on, and you took video of it. You sent it over, and we posted it, and I think people were so happy. And then it
they're
looks
off.
like they're off again. What happened?
I don't know. I haven't gotten a response. And I don't like to say I don't know, but they were on. So we know that there's, I don't know if it's a power issue. I don't know if they're had to take it down for something. I haven't gotten a response yet to find out what exactly is going on. If Will's paying it, maybe Will would have an answer, but you know, it's
those
glimmers of
lights.
hope and then they go away, right? It's kind of like lighting the top of the Christmas tree and then it goes out, but we're getting there. If you've noticed driving down Estero Boulevard, a lot of the crosswalks are now illuminated. I noticed it last night driving home from the Christmas tree festival that you're seeing more and more. You're getting an idea of what it's going to look like when it's finally all illuminated, and it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be safe. It's gonna be.
I just wish they would put up some sort of temporary or backup lighting then, because it's just unsafe at night.
Well,
I mean,
it is.
besides tripping and falling, you know, I wouldn't. I mean, I will walk over there alone and go ahead, bring it. But I mean, not everybody wants to do that.
What?
She's walked through a safari on herself.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Walking over.
I
to
fought
Kansas
off
Pass
a
Bridge.
lion, an elephant.
Dan,
Yeah.
what is your favorite Tom Jones song? Do you know any Tom? I mean, I was driving to the gym today and Tom Jones came on the 60s channel, It's not unusual.
To be loved by anyone.
See, you know Tom
I know
Jones.
John
No,
Jones.
no,
I
no,
just
no,
don't
no.
know all the
Didn't
songs.
what's his name on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air do that song? It's not unusual. Yeah. Wasn't that in that show? That was in the 80s or something. What is your
Maybe.
favorite Tom Jones song? My mother loved Tom Jones.
Honestly, I would be lying if I told you. I couldn't tell you what my favorite song is from my favorite band. So
Yeah.
Who sung the song about tie a yellow ribbon?
Tony
around the-
Orlando and Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's my favorite Tom
But
Jones
back
song.
to Tom Jones, when he was performing, women used to throw their underwear at him. That's what I remember about him. I don't know. Does anybody know if Tom Jones is? You know Tom Jones, right? If Tom Jones is still alive, I
can you
mean,
imagine the underwear being thrown at him now?
what? No, I can't. I can't
Can we-
imagine that at all.
people are
Well,
trying to
you're
eat.
talking about
Move
age-wise. I got you.
I don't talk
Cross
about
out
anything,
to
I
Tom
just-
Jones. You know who else I heard? John Denver on the way to the John Denver. What's his number one song, Dan? You remember his number one
Did
song?
John? Well, if it's the one again, so there is a.
Colorado.
No,
Did
not that
John
one. No.
Denver do the song about the F. Scott Fitzgerald? Is that
No.
Who sang that?
No.
Gordon
No.
Lightfoot.
Yeah.
Oh God! Talk about you want to slit your
Rocky
wrist.
Mountain
High.
High.
There you go.
No, the song I heard today
isn't the
was,
Smokey and Bandit song? Isn't that John Denver?
no, that was actually that was the driver in the Corvette with Burt Reynolds.
That
What was
John
his name?
Denver.
No, that wasn't John Denver. What was the
See?
guy's name that drove the Corvette with Burt Reynolds?
Wasn't a Corvette.
It was
He's
a Trans Am.
85. John, he's still alive. Tom Jones is still
Tom
alive.
Jones.
It
you
wasn't
go.
a Corvette. It was a Trans Am.
Whatever it was. What
Yeah.
was the guy's name? He sang that song. What was it? Sing a little
Oh,
bit
the
of that
No, he
song.
didn't
guy?
drive the Corvette. He didn't. He
He
drove
drove
the
the
semi.
truck.
He
drove
drove
the
the
semi.
truck.
Yeah,
That's
with
right.
the
With the dog.
orangutan.
With the dog. It wasn't an orangutan. It was a dog. Somebody had a dog and an orangutan.
Sally Fields had the dog. Didn't Sally Fields have the dog?
We're going down a big
The
rabbit hole
truck
here.
driver had an
Oh,
orangutan.
yeah, the truck driver had the
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 big
big
dog.
the big ear the big ear
Oh,
dog.
yes.
What kind
Oh,
of dog?
someone
that is?
now we got to know what the name of the
Now-
dog is.
Now you can Google everything. Can you imagine if
Yeah,
it
what
wasn't Google?
was the name of the dog? in the-
Anyway,
in the
back to the
truck?
John Denver song. I don't know how we got down to Burt Reynolds.
Moose.
No, it was "Thank God I'm a
No, I
Country
don't know.
Boy." That was
Oh,
a,
Thank
that
God
was
I'm a
that was jamming to that song today.
This show's gone right off
You
the
were
rails.
jamming to that?
John Denver and Tom Jones. That's when you know you have serious.
Is that in your
XM.
running iPod? That's no wonder you get close to
No,
30
here.
minutes.
No, right?
When I run in a 5K, I don't run
Oh,
with any
God,
music.
Why'd you bring this up?
I don't run with any music because I have to have every advantage. When you run with music, you're distracted by the music, or if you're listening to a podcast, you're distracted by it. You're paying more attention to the music than you are to your pace,
Breathing.
like trying to pass all the girls in front of you.
I don't know. I remember. So when I first started watching the UFC, and I remember when it started getting big, and Tito Ortiz came out, and when he came out with the music, it was like you could tell it just.
Well, he didn't fight with the music though.
No, but it warmed you up. It got you ready to.
You know
go.
what I'm going to miss the most about Edwin Diaz not being on the Mets? Have you ever seen Edwin Diaz come on the field? The music, it's like wrestling walk-up music that he comes out to. I mean, I'm going to share a post of that.
Do you have anything to talk about the beach? Because
Oh,
people
we
want
want
to
to
hear
go back
about
to
the
that?
beach.
Okay. So, all right. Never mind.
You're
about
losing
all that
everybody.
bullshit stuff. All right. So Times Square, what's going on with Times Square? Terry is made some news lately with his food truck over there and
Yeah, what's going on with that?
rustling around the
It-
Dairy Queen spot.
Best I can tell you is that we've all seen the plans. He's moving forward with talking with staff. I don't know if staff has approved anything to be put there temporarily while he's going through the building process, but I've heard rumors that he is or has been. But what's important is that what Will and staff are doing is they're applying the same rules to the same people. If you
Yes.
are showing that you're making progress and you show that you have building plans and that you have a contract and you have things and you're moving forward, they're willing to let you operate while you're getting to the point where you have to take everything off and start the construction.
So go ahead.
And I don't know if I'd be lying to you if I told you I know for sure that's where Terry's properties are at, but he still has some work to do, at least in my eyes, to clean that Dairy Queen and Beerside property up. It's been a
So
while.
as far as you know,
So let me
go ahead.
ask.
Sorry.
So the trailer that's there, is that there legally or illegally?
The trailer that's parked across
That
from
black,
his property,
yeah.
as far as I know, it's just parked there. It's not being operated.
It's parked there illegally, dear. You can ask me. You're not allowed to just pull up a food trailer and park it in a lot you don't own.
Well, unless you got permission from the landowner.
But you're still not allowed to do
You're not
that.
allowed to operate it.
So
So you
I
could
can just-
park it?
If somebody
So
says
if
If you own the property, you could park
I
it
would
on
say-
the property.
I would say I'm going to apply the same rules that apply to residential, and maybe they're different, and I don't know about it, but I'd be surprised if I have a trailer that I park in my driveway. I'm legally allowed to park a trailer in my driveway as long as I'm not operating it as a business or living in it without a permit.
Right.
So
All right, we're not trying to
whether
I
it was a
mean-
food truck or it was a storage trailer to store chairs in,
Mhm.
Right.
to be able to remove, what's the difference, right?
Right. I just want to somebody
Now, if it's
post-
being operated, that's a whole different story.
right. Somebody did post on Facebook that there was going to be a beach bar in that spot by Christmas. There's no way that's going to happen. There are no permit applications or
Yeah.
permits in the portal for anything to happen.
And
yeah,
I-
it
and I
might
know-
happen. It might happen eventually.
And I know Terry has been in communication with our staff, and they're all, as far as I know, on the same page. So as
Well,
long as
I'm-
nothing's open and running illegally, he's not really doing anything wrong. I don't
If he's
believe.
parking it on somebody else's property, I'm sure he's gotten permission
I-
from
That's up to
somebody
the
else.
property
By the way,
Right,
I
right,
did,
right.
I did speak to the owner of the Plaka property, which is where that trailer is located, and the Plaka property owner plans to build a building there. He's planning
what
to
I've
build
heard,
a
yeah.
building. I don't know if it's 2 stories or 3 stories, but he
Mhm.
sounds like he's planning to do something there at some point. So that would be great if that's built. Next, you got the ice cream shop that Carlos is building next to that, and eventually there'll be a pier there.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of
2040.
momentum on the mitigation wall too, and I think that I was talking the other day with Tom. Actually, we were talking about the mitigation wall, who probably knows more about it
Yeah.
than anybody because they had
It would
Yeah.
already been there.
that has already been down that road, and how far it is from what would be some would call the north, but the west side of Lynn Hall Park, all the way down to the end of where Wasted Away is, where Town Hall property, it's Town Hall property. If you were to do that entire stretch, and even if you were to include the cottage property, you're looking at about just over 2,000 feet. So roughly about, based on the numbers that we were given by Elizabeth, you're looking at roughly $2 million to do a mitigation wall, which it is a lot of money, but you have a lot of partners in there that are willing to help and grants and things like that. and to be able to potentially change your flood zone to be able to activate your low level space, to me, I would think is a huge
Yep. Payoff.
well, I don't know if it would be a huge payoff, but it would be a huge enticer to want to do that, to not have to fight with, you still have to drive flood proof and you still have to do those things, but to be able to activate that lower level space, I think is going to be enticing to a lot of people along that corridor.
What is your blood type?
Megan told me, I think you said it's O,
you
O
didn't-
negative.
Oh, you didn't know what your blood type
O
was.
negative.
You didn't know it on your own?
Yeah, it's red.
When was the last time you donated blood?
Oh, it's been a while.
Oh, you have donated blood?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're
There
not
was a
going to
time
do
where-
it because you're too
remember
much of a
plasma when you had to
sissy.
donate plasma?
You get a lot of money for that.
You used
Really?
to. I don't know if
Yeah.
you still do.
Yeah. No, I think you do.
By the
I
way,
think you do.
you
It's
guys
going to
are,
be my part-time job.
ladies are looking at us like it's strange. What's going on here? This is the mayor of Fort Myers Beach. We interview him here every Sunday. So next time you guys vote
Welcome
for the
aboard.
mayor, vote for Dan Allers.
How do you know?
Where are
they
you
live
guys?
here?
Where are you guys from? Michigan.
Michigan. I was
Oh,
going to
man.
guess by the colors. Minnesota.
Yeah, I
They
would.
got Michigan colors. No, the green and white. Green, white, and black.
What happened to your coach there of your football team?
Oh
Woo-wee.
boy.
Man,
Sore subject.
talk about one of the great teams to be the coach of, and wow, talk about flushing a great
that's-
life down the toilet right there. Holy
That's too
shit!
bad.
I'd like to flush a great life
Yeah.
down the toilet. You walk right into them all the time. I don't.
What?
I don't.
Hey, I pay attention to
Where in
poli-
Michigan are you from? Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids.
Cold up there.
Yeah. So Dan, is your team playing today? The Vikings?
Yeah, they play the Cowboys tonight.
Oh, that'll be a big
They-
game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. And so
cool.
the only other question I really had for you was about those buggies. Do you know anything about the buggies on Mango Street?
I do not know anything about the buggies. I know that just from what I've read, did run into the owner
Oh, you
about a
did?
year and a half ago down in Key West, in the Keys, that said that he was talking about doing something with that property with the buggies, but that's about all I know. I don't know. I've seen the auction sign. I've seen all the things. I believe they have 2 code violations against them right now. So I'm something's happening there.
Yeah. My understanding of the rules is that when you have if you have something that had a restaurant on it, for example, you could operate kind of like a food truck if your plans are moving forward. That location was a T-shirt shop. Was there a
Was.
liquor store next to it?
No, it was a T-shirt shop. Next door to it was the empty lot that was owned to the east or to the south of it was the lot that was owned, a parking lot area that was owned by, it's still owned by the Chapel by the Sea, and then directly behind it was where Mom's was.
I got you. So that wasn't
Or I'm sorry, Heavenly Biscuit.
that wasn't a buggy location. It was a T-shirt.
It was not.
shop.
It was a small. Remember, that was the building that was like a T-shirt trinkety shop that had the turtle painted
mural.
on the
Yeah,
side.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what was there.
That building totally destroyed.
It's a small little property. I don't know that I don't know that the buggy people are operating their business. I think they're just storing things there. But
Mhm.
I talked to Tom Yazzo yesterday, the day before. And I believe they have two violations. Of it.
Yeah, and if the guy was posting on our page that, and I wasn't trying to be a jerk about it. That's why I took the post down. But he
Yeah,
was posting-
right.
but he was. It just seems like sometimes people show up with things that they don't have a permit, or they just show up with things, and you're trying to deter that from happening. You're trying to get people to build brick and mortar so that the town could accelerate faster. When you see these new buildings like the Whale and the ice cream shop that's going to be built and things like that, it's the signs of progress. The furniture store, Surfside Casual, the windows that they put in and the decking that they built out there looks great. And so, I mean, that I think my impression was that's what the town is trying to push more people toward, brick and mortar kind of buildings.
Yeah, I believe they own. In this case, I believe they own the property, and I think I read they were trying to do like a bagel or coffee.
Yeah,
shop
Einstein
type of thing.
Bagels is what
Yeah.
he said.
Ugh, my mom
So I
complained.
mean, I
the
wish them
whole
luck
time
as
she
long
was
as
here
they're
about
as long as
that.
they're in
Build a
compliance.
building.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah. So,
Well, it's not like it's so cheap to build a building.
some
Yeah,
people just
exactly.
got more money than they know what to do with, so they can build a building if they want. I mean, I the guy's name that owns the Plaka
A
lot
rabbit
is
truck in
Shlomo, and he's got to have a lot of money if he's going to build a 2 or 3 story building in Times
Maybe he's
Square,
got good investors.
or he has
Yeah.
good connections. So I did want to mention that I did go to the Italian Legno's Italian. I'm probably saying that wrong. Italian Kitchen down this morning. I posted a updated video on YouTube. All our videos are on YouTube now. I did 3 walk-arounds this morning. They're all on YouTube. Not
That's a
on
lot of
Facebook.
walking for you after that big exertional night you had.
So you guys missed the beginning of the show where
Yeah.
we talked about what she's insulting me about now. So I went over there and they do look like they're coming along. Now, I don't know if 6 days from now is when they said they were going to open, but
Yeah,
I mean, who
that's what
knows?
that's what they said at the chili cook-off last night.
Saturday.
Or Saturday. No,
No, they're going to be open Saturday.
Yeah, that's what they said last night. They were going to be open next
Well,
weekend.
good
Well,
luck.
they must know.
And so I did a video there. I did a video on, I've never been on Gulf Road and Gulf Drive. So I met a family at the a tree festival last night. She goes, how come you never did a video on Gulf Drive? I mean, I didn't know that street existed. It's across from the Catholic church. And it's,
It's
like a back.
behind the Flamingo.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was back there, but no one watched my bike around. So
Yeah, everybody
that's what
watched
it
your
is.
bike arounds. They were like 2 years old.
There's a
now.
lot of little nooks and
Yeah.
crannies
There's
that
a
people
lot,
don't
yeah.
And the
realize.
Flamingo Inn looks like it's going to be opening. I mean, they look like
Yeah.
they're doing work on that. There's
That looks
there's
like a cool place.
Yes, a nice little place over there. So I
Mhm.
did it, walk through Gulf Road. The lady said that there were 15 houses or cottages on that street there on the beach side,
It
and
got
they're
leveled.
all gone.
Yeah.
all gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're
They
and you're
really
rebuilding
got
that
hit
street. A
back
lot
there.
of big houses going up there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of big houses. I was talking to someone at the TDC after the meeting about the rebuilding of the island and how I feel it looks. And to me, I said it's encouraging to see. Yes, we're going to see big houses. Yes, we're going to see things that we haven't seen before. But we are seeing a lot of the cottages that did survive.
Yep.
And we're also seeing houses that look like cottages that are being built back but elevated. So you're really still seeing a good mix of size of homes. They're not all just going as big and bad as they can. Some people are still building back what they can afford, and it's a single family home that's maybe 1,500 square feet, 2-3 bedrooms, but elevated.
Yeah. By the way, I am going to put the table back in front because Will has been watching and commenting on the show about. He did say that he's inquiring about the bridge lights. So he is looking into that. And
What's that got to do with the table?
I
Did
can't
he say
see the
something?
comments. I can't see the
Oh.
computer if it's not.
I
in front
thought you
of
were
me.
going to say, yeah, and he says it looks bad
I
with
do
our
like the
legs
table
showing
'cause
out.
Yeah.
I do too.
You get more interaction with the
Yeah.
All right.
it's-
Next week. It's all a work in progress after 7.5 years.
or
and
30
he-
years of marriage.
He did.
Yeah,
he did say-
31. I'm counting every damn year, every damn hour, every damn day.
he also said the code case is
Ooh.
open on the. I think he meant on the buggy place over on
Yeah.
Mango Street. So and by the way,
A code case. I thought you said a cold case.
Code
I was
case.
like,
Cold
wow, what
case.
happened over there?
No.
the other thing I wanted to mention was that Freaky Boutique place in Santini
Yeah.
Plaza. I looked in the window today, and there's a full bar now. Did you see that? Have you noticed
I
that?
think I read on Facebook a while back that they got their license to
Liquor license.
Liquor
yeah.
license.
If you look
So-
in the window, they have like 10 TVs up. And
I
they've
haven't,
got
had,
a
I
full
haven't had
bar.
a chance to go in there for a long time, but
And then
it looks pretty cool.
You can get really drunk in there and buy a samurai sword or a fishing pole or get a tattoo. Or I mean, it's totally no joke. They sell everything in that.
Yeah, they
place.
do sell a lot of stuff in there.
And so, I mean, I don't know why. People ask me, how come you're not helping them? And I'm like, I've called the guy. I run into his brother all the time at the gym. And I say, anytime you guys want to come on the show to promote it or help, I'm happy to help. But I don't hear back. So I'm go visit them. They're open. They sell alcohol. That's all people on the beach care about is liquor and alcohol. So go down there if you want to.
Yeah.
So it is nice. I mean, and the other thing I did want to mention,
Holy cow.
I
yeah,
give
it's
him
different.
I give him a lot of grief because he's not open and he's a pain in the neck with the parking. But if you go through Carmen's parking lot in Kia Estero, he's really making the landscaping look nice. He's got a bunch of trees out there and rocks. And I don't know if he's just doing that to make his parking lot look better or he plans to open the retail places. But
I don't know.
man, he's
I'm glad
really
you
putting some
brought
time
that
into
up.
that.
I heard rumors that no, I just forgot the name of the taco.
Chad is his name.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yo Taco?
Not Yo Taco. Mr. Tequila, thank
Mr.
you,
Tequila.
is going to come back.
Cool. Yeah,
Ah.
the sign's up. Was the sign
It never came
destroyed?
down.
Oh, okay.
So
Couldn't figure that out.
what are the fees that have accrued on that parking property?
Oh, it's
The fines.
I think I heard Scott say
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago it was 300 and
Over
some
300,000.
thousand. So
So then that's $300 and whatever $1,000. And like you said, you apply it's the same for everybody. Whatever the fine is, like that person who had to pay
Well, it's what- it's-
700.
Well, it's whatever the magistrate rules. And
Okay.
and then so the magistrate by state statute, you can only the maximum you can fine per day is $500.
I know, but when you negotiate, not you, but is there a negotiation that goes on to pay lesser than their fines?
That has to be done at the council.
that
level.
has to be done at the council
So
meeting.
there is a path forward where somebody
They could come in and ask
they
for
could
relief.
come in. Now,
Yes.
whether they did or they didn't, they're
But-
still getting fined. Everybody's being treated the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just those that come in. Can you let me finish? It's just those that come in to negotiate a lower price have that option, a lower fine.
Well, to give you an example, because we've already talked about it
Yeah.
and voted on it, the money that we talked about at the beginning of the show that was used to purchase the
Yeah,
boat,
the
the
boat.
mooring field boat, they went through that process. They had accumulated $700 and some $1,000. And they came before the council. The council heard their pitch, looked at all the information, and made a ruling that
Nope. No go.
you weren't, they weren't working in the best interest of. There was opportunity there for them to mitigate what they were doing, and they ended up at the sale of their property. They had to pay that lien or they had to
Yep.
pay that fine. So
Huh.
I remember that.
they would whoever if the magistrate rules that you have a fine based on a code violation.
Uh-huh.
Our goal is to get you into compliance. It's not that
But
we
then
want
the
you-
town, but then they can come forward and then the town can make a decision on
Correct.
lowering it.
That's
and
the
that,
final appeal.
right?
and
they
then
can make
that decision is based on what? What do you guys make your decision based on? If
well, the magistrate already rules.
not the magistrate, but
Right.
you guys.
I'm just trying to walk you through it.
Okay.
So the magistrate makes the ruling on here's how much you can
I'm
charge, or here's what,
Right.
right? So in this case, it's $500 a day. If he decides he wants to come forward and try to mitigate that, he would have to come before the council. We'll listen to him. We'll listen to our staff, and then we make between the five of us, we make a decision.
Yeah, and that was
I guess I just don't know what people could say of why what would
they're
grant
just throwing.
them
They're
that.
pretty much at that point. I've seen a couple times. They're just throwing their mercy on the councils.
Well,
hoping for,
I'll give you a
hoping for
perfect
But
relief.
didn't
example.
those people come up? And
Well,
throw
I'll give
mercy
you a
on? All
perfect
right.
example. So there was a couple before the storm that had bought a property back in the Shell Mound area that
Mhm.
had 2 tiki huts on it. One of the tiki huts was illegally built too close to the seawall and the water and the canal, and the property owner, the new property owner, did not know that there was a code violation against that was accruing fines. So when these new property owners took possession of the property, obviously they were made known that
Mhm.
there's still a active violation and an active fine that needs to be taken care of, and you can either pay this. So they actually came before the council and asked for forgiveness on this loan because they didn't build it. They
Right.
purchased the property. Now, you can argue they should have done their due diligence. We can make that argument.
No, I think
but-
that's a valid reason.
Well,
but
but-
there are some other situations where it's clearly going on
Right.
with no
Yeah.
regard for the rules and then coming forward and asking for some sort of reduction.
I think they're hoping.
Seems disingenuous at the very least.
Right. Well, and I know everybody that's probably listening is going to point to the one that was settled with the property owner in Times Square
Exactly.
and say we gave away millions of dollars. Well, we had something called a very catastrophic hurricane that happened that wiped away a lot of our records. And our attorneys came to us and said, here's what we know we can prove.
Yeah.
And if you want to go down the road, we'll go down the road. But here's what we know we can prove. And that's how we got to that number. We could have spent more taxpayer dollars going after and chasing something that we potentially could get. But that's what because of the records that were left.
Yeah.
We lost our entire building. So
Mhm.
because of the records that were left, that's what we could prove. And we took the advice and we moved forward. So it wasn't that we were giving anybody a break or we were doing anything other than following what was advised to us. And I think it was good. I think it was good advice.
Yeah. And I think the thing that's most perplexing about Carmen Nacarado is that all he needs to do is get a
Keep his
special.
name out of your mouth.
All he needs to do is get a special exemption for a parking. He could come before go through the process and get a permit to park people, but for some unknown reason, he would just rather rack up these fines and beat people so that he gets arrested. It's the weirdest thing. He might now that the town might be like, screw you, we're not going to give you the special exception, but he's not even giving the town an opportunity to approve the special exception for his parking. That's the thing that's most bizarre about that whole thing.
Well, he
Yeah.
controls his own destiny. He can, like as you said, he can come through and ask for a special.
But he
exception.
also controls all of the retail on the island.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Do you know how much in fines are out there accruing? Like 300,000
Oh.
for that.
No,
Like,
I
what
mean,
would be the town's windfall if you collected on everything? Do you, or
I
maybe
mean, it
Will
take-
knows. I don't
well,
know.
it takes a long time to get to that.
Yeah.
Once you go through the magistrate, there's a lot of cases that you've seen that are coming before the magistrate, trying to get people to come into compliance. Some are doing it. Most
Mhm.
often, when they get a letter saying you're going to go before the
A
magistrate,
lot
they
of
come
doing
into
it. A lot are
they're
doing it.
doing it voluntarily, but some are not, and those are the ones that the magistrate will make the ruling. Usually, it's $250 a day. Is seems to be kind of the normal they do for first time
But
offenders.
he's a repeat offender. That's why he's
That's
up to
why he's paying
500.
500
It's
a
And then
day.
if they
$500
come
a
on-
day.
If they come into compliance, then does the
The
fine
fines
get
do
rid?
not go away. No,
Okay.
you come into compliance, you still owe those fines, but
Yeah.
you can go through the
D-
process.
Come to the
in
town
and-
council
yes,
and
you
ask
can do
for
that.
help.
But the
Okay.
fines don't just disappear because you come into compliance.
Gotcha.
Now, if you come into compliance within the 30 days and it doesn't go to magistrate, then
Yeah.
there's no fine.
Yeah, and if you watch, Monica Schmucker is the local town magistrate. Now you have two. You have this. Yeah, Monica is doing some work, and then you have this
On a
state
Tallahassee,
magistrate
yeah.
that's doing work because there's a lot of work. But Monica is giving a lot of. I watched the meeting. She's giving a lot of people some leeway. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 days. I'm going to give you 45 days or whatever. But you need to come into compliance, or I'm going to start fining you. Which she's being very fair because the process has gotten so far along with some people, and then she's giving them 30 more days. So
And I think you've seen that from the state
yeah,
magistrate too. He's
Lanning.
he's giving them a little bit. People come in and they make their pitch, and then the magistrates make their ruling, and usually give them. It seems at least lately that they've been getting an extra 30 days or something to come into compliance.
Well, yeah.
But they've also, if they're not in compliance after that 30 days, they're coming forth with,
Yeah.
with some heavy fines. So we're trying.
No,
they're
you
trying
want to
do-
give
I'm sure they're trying
everybody
to-
help after a storm. It's the repeat offenders.
But
Yeah.
the further
that
we get
it
away,
just
the
gets
harder,
so
the harder
irritating.
the argument gets, right? For
Well,
people
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
especially if you've been operating illegally for 2.5 years.
What did you get Megan for Christmas? What did she ask for Christmas? Is probably the better
But
question.
She hasn't asked for anything. We don't usually buy each other.
Adults don't do that. I don't know why you persist with this. You got to get all these gifts and then I take them back. It's like this dance
what
we
we've
do.
decided this year is
Oh,
we're going to
you're
get
not
something that
taking
both of
anything
us
back
can
this
use and
year.
buy it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just buy
I
yourself
don't know.
something.
Growing up, our parents used to buy us a lot of gifts, and it was a whole. It wasn't even about the gifts; it was unwrapping the gifts that
Yeah.
I think was more
Yeah.
fun than anything else. And so I feel like now, especially that we have a grandson, you just got to buy a ton of gifts and just wrap every little gift that you.
Is
get.
he old enough to understand ripping
No.
them apart yet, or
No.
you still got to help him?
I am getting a little tired of her watching every single video. The baby's taking a duty. The baby's getting his diaper changed. The baby's he blinked his eyes. He blew his nose. I mean,
I'm just going to let you hang there
Yeah.
because
I
no
want
one
the-
agrees with you.
I want the kid
You're
when
on the
he's
island
two.
by yourself there, shooter.
I want the kid when he's two.
No, you don't. Terrible twos. You ever heard about
That's
terrible
right.
twos?
Yeah, I'm going to make him terrible.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. He'll be able to run after him at 29 minutes per 5K. Don't worry.
Oh, I was still faster than you, though.
Well, you want to talk about, not to change the subject, but we don't have
Please.
kids, but we have a toddler in the house. whose
Oh,
name
yeah.
all
is-
right, wait. We got to hear the chocolate story. You're going to
Oh.
tell the chocolate story?
I don't think that's what he was going to say.
I want to. You got to tell the chocolate
Are
story.
we close to wrapping up? I'll
Yes.
finish with two stories. So the
Oh,
chocolate
good,
story.
because I know
So-
your stories are so short.
Yeah, so yeah. you-
Actually, I got to go too.
Yeah,
Should we just
speaking of
leave
which-
him alone?
who's got a duty now? So last night I get home from the women's tree. Megan was obviously still there helping out and doing the things, and I get home and our black lab is looking at me, and I thought, oh boy, what did he do? So my wife likes to buy chocolates and she puts them in this dish and it's Christmassy and whatever. But because of everything that's going on with the women's club, she got busy and she left them in a bag on the counter. So when we leave, we put the Rottweiler in his kennel. He just loves to go in there and it keeps him from fighting. But the lab stays out. So he's become a table surfer. So where she had the chocolates was in the center. We've got a big center island. And in the center of the island is where she put it behind the sink. So there's no way we thought he could have gotten to it. At least that's what I'm thinking Megan thought. So I think the only way he could have gotten to it was to climb on we've got an elevated food dish for him, because everybody has a lab knows that.
Right.
So I think he got up on that and was just able to get it because he drug everything.
Like Spider-Man.
He drug everything between the chocolates and the edge of the counter onto the floor with him. So I get back and I go into our room, and our white comforter is covered with wrappers and chocolate, and it's everywhere. And of course, I'm like, "What did you do?" And anybody that has a lab, they go,
They avert their gaze.
they
Wasn't
know
me.
they're in trouble, right? And they can't blame it on the other dog because he's in there. And Axel's looking at it going, "You in trouble," right? So there's chocolate all over the bed. All over the bed. Well, people are eating. I won't tell the rest of the story. So anyway, I let the dogs out, clean it all up, send a picture to Megan. So the comforter's in the.
Did it say, "Oh, honey, look at what happened"?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It was. So
Strongly worded message.
Yeah, it was a strongly worded message. Probably would. Yeah. So anyway, I throw the comforter in the washing machine, and now it's just the sheet. And I think everything's on. Where did he get this chocolate? So I figure out where the chocolate came from. The bag is completely empty. So I throw it all in the trash. So this morning I let the dogs out before I left to come here. And I come out of the bathroom and I'm like, God, Axel's being awful quiet. So I go into the bedroom, and now the rest of the chocolate that somewhere was ferreted somewhere in our room, Axel found and has it now all over the sheets and the pillows and the wrappers. And he's looking at me with this wrapper hanging out of his face. Like anybody has a Rottweiler knows they're just so dopey. They're like,
right.
"You want some?" Right. So
No.
I cleaned that mess up. And so I sent another very nice, loving message to my wife and say, "Honey," because my wife loves chocolate.
I never
want to
see chocolate in this house
So
again.
my wife loves chocolate, but she doesn't eat a lot of it. And she hides it. Right? She strategically hides it through the house. So I sent her a message and said, "Honey, where did you hide chocolate in our room? Axel found it." She's like, "I swear I didn't." So somehow the lab hid chocolate in the room that the Rottweiler found the next morning. So we had chocolate all over the house. And of course, Rottweilers are just droopy, drooling. So it leaked through, and now it's stained the mattress. So I sent her a message that we're burning this and we're going bed shopping tomorrow afternoon because I can't do this.
So that's what you're getting him for Christmas, a new
Yeah,
bed.
new
Yeah,
bed.
the beds are expensive.
Yeah, no, I know. I say that. I sound tough.
I wouldn't
But
know.
I've got one more quick story
I
for you
sound tough.
if you want to hear it.
That wasn't two stories. That was one.
There was two stories.
I got
Two dogs, one
All right,
story.
go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
So I get a, I always tell everybody this is a hell week for me. My wife is so engrossed in the women's club Christmas tree thing. And, our dogs she works from home. So our dogs are always in a routine. So I have to close up early to get down there to help finish building the tree, yada, yada, yada. And I get a call saying one of our golf carts is stuck in the sand. After I got a call from someone that we sold a golf cart to that ran it out of juice, that didn't charge it for 3 days. And so I'm like, okay, I got to go deal with this. And then I got to go deal with that. So I get there, and it's to say he's buried in the sand would be an absolute understatement. And he's at the Junkanoo property,
Aha.
buried behind those Australian pines. So I can't even really see this. And he's buried in the sand.
There are no roads back there.
So yeah, so I'm really angry. So and it's blocked off, like you can't get in there. So I had to go get my trailer because there's no way I was gonna be able to get him out. I didn't want to back in the sand and get stuck. So I go get my trailer, get some straps, and I have 3 straps. I can barely reach him. So as we're walking back, the guy's sitting I'm walking back there, and the guy's sitting in the back watching the sunset, and everything's kumbaya. He's like, "Sorry, man, I really messed up. And he's like, "So what's going on down here?" He goes, "My dad grew up down here and this and that." And he goes, "This island's kind of going to hell." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, what's going on with this stupid mayor you guys got down here?" I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He's like, "Well, he's letting 7-Elevens get built. He's letting 17 stories get built. He's letting all these things get built, and he's ruining Fort Myers Beach." I said, "Well, why do you think it has anything to do with the mayor?" He goes, "Well, that's what I'm hearing." He goes, "Have you ever met him?" I said, "Yeah, you're talking to him." And to see the look on his face.
Wow, how strange.
To
is
see the
that?
look on his face. First, he's got a golf cart stuck in the sand where he has no business being. And then to say then of course the next 20 minutes as I'm trying to pull him out, this place is looking really great. And it's, it's
Did you take a selfie with him? Because
I
did. You get
didn't.
his name?
I didn't.
Wow.
I do have his name, but I'm not going to share it. But I mean, you could tell the poor guy was like, he knew he messed up, and it was a.
Yeah, but my question is, where would anybody get that kind of information? You didn't vote for the 17-story
Well,
building.
it was just funny. It's it's Coconut
Yeah.
Telegraph. He doesn't live here.
Wow.
He lives in he's Florida native, obviously, but doesn't live on the beach.
That's
Lives off the
crazy
island,
how
but-
things get
But
spread out.
I wish I could have taken a picture of that dude's face because he was like, oh.
Yeah, what are the chances that the guy that's coming to pull your golf cart out of the sand is the mayor of the beach?
Yeah. I
So-
told him. Yeah, that was my story. I thought it was. I had to share it.
When did that happen?
It
Last week?
Friday.
Wow.
Friday.
Crazy. So anything else? Any other updates about the beach that
Nope. We got a council meeting tomorrow. Some second readings and stuff. Next weekend, next Saturday. I want to talk about it. If you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We can't forget this for
I
crying
wanna-
out loud. Big deal.
Yeah. So next Saturday, I just want to make sure I thank all the sponsors. We have our, I'll say this 8th or 9th annual. I don't even know what year it is. Christmas bike parade that we do. We called it now. It's called Pedals and Presents. It's going to start at 4:00. Right out here.
PETALS.
Yeah, no, it's a D now. We've got it corrected. Yep. The admin firm has fixed that. So yeah, it starts next Saturday from 4 to 6. We'll be down here. Evan Jones is going to be playing at the stage here at Bayside Park. We encourage everybody to come down early, support the local businesses, have some lunch, make a day of it. You can start here at 4:00. They're going to play from 4 to 6. We're going to have some boxes out here. Thanks to Beach Talk Radio, they're going to put some boxes out for us to collect unwrapped toys. The weather is supposed to be spectacular. It's supposed to be in the 70s. It's what it's looking like right now. It's the best weather we've ever had for any year. Usually every year it's really cold or it's raining. So this looks like it's going to be really, really spectacular. So bring out your bikes, bring out your golf carts, bring out your scooters, bring out your skateboards. Any way you want to get around. It doesn't have to be a bicycle, but we encourage you to decorate them. Holiday lights, make it fun. Come down here, watch the concert till 6. Then we'll take off from here. We'll go up Old San Carlos, head down Estero Boulevard, down to the old Tuckaway, which is now Sandy Bottoms. Turn around down there. You can sing some songs if you want. You can use the restroom. We'll make our way back up. We're going to go down Palermo Circle. There's some people every year on Palermo Circle that like to have a little holiday cheer stop on the way, so we'll do that. Then we'll head down Matanzas, down to Margaritaville, where they're going to let us park our bikes and stuff in a safe location where they're watching. You can go upstairs at 7:30. Ben Allen's going to play at the new stage that they have. It's called the Sunset Terrace stage. What's the name? Sunset License to Chill Theater, where they'll be playing. If you haven't been there,
Go look at it.
backs
That's
up.
awesome.
It backs up to where the new pier is going to go with the sunset. So Ben Allen will be playing there from 7:30 to 10. Again, bring an unwrapped toy. And our sponsors this year, I just want to make sure we thank everyone. Margaritaville, Indian Creek RV Resorts, The Whale, Studio AD, Big Boy Toys, Beach Talk Radio, Alex King, The Schoonovers, Nervous Nellies, Wahoo Willies, Snug Harbor, Island Carts FMB, and the Cart Shack. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody
Yes.
next Saturday. And again, it's going to be beautiful weather. So come dressed in something fun and be ready to spread some holiday cheer.
Right. Bring your bike decorated with lights or sparklers or your
I'm thinking-
garland.
I'm already thinking next year we might have to add a category for if we can get enough sponsors, add a category for
Yes.
best dressed or
Give
most
away a
lit
trophy or a
give
golden
something,
ladle
yeah.
or something like
I
that.
don't know about a golden ladle. That's already been stolen. But
So lastly, you went to Cape Coral Friday, and you were on 92.5 Fox News as they wrapped up their 10,000 cards for the troops. And you guys you challenged all the mayors, and they really got into it. I don't know if all the mayors were there, but a few of the mayors were there, and Congressman Byron Donalds, the next governor, was there, and you unveiled how many cards that you collected. What was the total number of cards that everybody sent to you?
yeah, Mayor Gibson and I were there. Mayor Gunther and all the other mayors had other prior things they couldn't be there, but Mayor Gibson and I from Benita were there. We raised 10,536 cards.
On the beach alone, just on the beach.
Well, thanks to Beach Talk Radio, obviously, for getting the word out. People from all over the country sent cards. Everybody on the island, obviously, all the nonprofits helped sign cards. It was a lot of work. My wife Megan was the rock star in this. She was the one that took it down to Mel's Diner in Bonita and dropped them cards off. And she happened to run into Mayor Gibson at the same time, who was dropping his cards off. Sad to say that we did come in second. They raised over 12,000 cards.
Cheat.
But,
Cheat.
we're 5,000 people. They're 50,000. So I'm really proud of everybody that stepped up from the island and from the Beach Talk Radio world that sent cards. And we're already talking smack against each other how we're going to do it next year and outbeat it. And it was great to share stories about. He said, I knew it was time to go to bed when I woke up drooling on the cards and my name. I couldn't see it anymore. So he was putting a lot of effort into doing it just as much as everybody else. And and they just missed the goal of 70,000. So we raised
69. It was really
it
close.
was 69,700 and something.
Thank you guys.
And afterwards, Jason Jones gave me a hard time. He's like, if you wouldn't have vetted the cards. So Megan vetted all the cards to pull the glitter out to try to save some work. So we had to pull back quite a few cards that either had things in them that shouldn't be in them, or they had glitter or whatever. We didn't know that they would still take the glitter cards and send them to the VA locally and still use those. They couldn't send them overboard. So he gave me a hard time. He's like, if you guys wouldn't have,
overseas, not overboard.
Oh, sorry. He's like, if you guys wouldn't have vetted the cards, we would have broke the 70,000 card record. So he gave me a hard time. So next year we're gonna have to step up our game a little bit. But
yeah, so folks, right after the holidays, everybody puts their Christmas cards on they're like 10 cents on the dollar.
So go pick them up. Start
them up at
signing them now
Walmart
throughout the year. Just start signing them now.
We're not second place is first loser. That's the way you should look at it. That's the only way to look at it.
Like I said on the show, this is the only time I'm really comfortable with the participation trophy because at the end of the day it was, Megan and I sat up countless nights just signing cards until the wee hours of whenever.
All these people were signing.
Everybody was every week. Everybody was signing. So it was a really good effort by a lot of people. And you realize why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to fall short, but because that one card you don't sign might be
I
the
thought you were
going to
make it through the whole show without getting emotional, but here you are getting emotional.
I don't even like you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your mayor of Fort Myers Beach, Dan Allers. Another great show, Dan. I mean, the show is only supposed to be an hour, but then you look up at the clock and Face the Nation is on. That means it's 11:30. Let me tell you about our sponsors before you hang up and go away and say goodbye. Cornerstone Beach Resort is one of our sponsors. You can call Cornerstone Beach Resort. Their location is perfect, right by the Publix, and you can rent out one of their units. They only have 12, so it's very special. You're a special person at Cornerstone. All of their condos are Gulf front, which means you get a view of the beach, the water, the Gulf of America. They have a great pool. All of their stuff is new back there. We did a walk around over there. It's really cool. 8 one-bedroom, 1 bath, 3 two-bedroom, 1 bath, and 1 two-bedroom, 2 baths. It's a Mid-Island location. To reserve a condo, call 239-463-5778. 239-463-5778. Or you can go online on the World Wide Web, flbeachstays.com. That's flbeachstays.com. In January, we're going to have Oscar on the show at Margaritaville from Power Block Builders, because Homes by Power Block is an elevated home builder committed to helping families and communities recover after the devastating impact of hurricanes. The team specializes in creating resilient and safe, beautifully crafted homes so you can rebuild not just a house, but a home where memories can flourish and last forever. Call Oscar right now. He's sitting in his car waiting for you to call him on his cell phone. And all of a sudden, everybody flipped out their phones and started calling Oscar at 239-849-1919. 239-849-1919. And lastly, I mentioned Brian in one of my walk-arounds this morning from the Island's Pancake House. He saw my ugly yellow truck out front when I was taking pictures and video of Surfside Casual Furniture, because they're one of 2 businesses now open in the Seagrave Plaza, and they serve sweet-ass breakfast. That's for sure. And lunch, and they're open 7 days a week. They have a full liquor bar. That's like music to everybody's ears here in Fort Myers Beach. Liquor and pancakes. You can't go wrong with that. Whiskey and eggs, baby. A full liquor license at the Islands Pancake House. or you can just go in and say hi to Brian and Stacy because they're the nicest people on the planet. 320-360-3826. I think that's his cell phone that I probably shouldn't have given out, but I don't know why it's on the bottom of my head. He doesn't mind. Thank you all for tuning in. We got 4 brand new walk-around videos on our YouTube page this morning, and I appreciate the city taking 7.5 inches off the dirt piles in the old town hall property. It's going down. It'll be down by the time the new pier is built. Little at a time. You know what the town manager said about that? Slow is smooth and smooth is slow. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.